What's up, Samurai? We are back again for our yearly AMA or Q&A, whatever you want to call it. So basically what happened was I asked you guys on my community tab to leave comments and questions of anything that you wanted to end up asking, and today is going to end up being the response video to that. But before we get started with that, I do want to announce that, drum roll please, the new merch is here. So I got new merch based on the new logo. I don't actually know, I gotta double check. I don't know if I have merch for shirts based on the new logo, but all the hats are in. We got beanies and stuff, lots of little things that you guys were requesting. I finally have all set up. And then otherwise, yay, I finally got my Flex shirt, which I kind of mentioned earlier. You've probably already seen it in the videos. So anyways, let's get right into it. So Catlantis asks, what games do you want to try out this year? Any specific ones you're looking forward to? Catlantis, buddy, I already have a video. I'll put a card in the top right so you can check it out, talking about all the games that I planned to play this year. There is a lot of them. I'm expecting most of these games to get delayed, but the next big titles you can expect me to end up playing is I may end up playing through New Game Plus on Dead Space. I've kind of been doing that on my off time. I don't know if anybody's interested in watching me stream that, but otherwise I've most of all just been playing Roblox, Fortnite, and Trove. So I'm kind of living the dream until March. Antonio18 has some gym related questions, saying I'll ask 3 questions because why not? Number 1, what's your current gym routine and diet? So I actually had a couple videos where I talked about my gym routine. I'll put a card in the top right. Again, this is going to be the video that shows the majority of my routine. Some of it has changed since that video, but for the most part, it's still quite accurate. My diet, all I was really doing for my dieting was intermittent fasting, where you just basically don't eat for 16 hours between like sleeping and waking up. I've stopped doing that and kind of been putting the gym and all of that stuff a little bit on the back burner, just because right now I'm so busy trying to just live life. Like I've got a lot more chores to do now that we're in the new condo, just regular things that are just slowly stacking up and take up a majority of my day outside of doing YouTube stuff. His second question is, what's your current body fat and muscle mass percentage? I don't mean this to sound mean, but I don't care. I don't track those stats. I know that my body fat percentage is probably average, if not slightly above average, maybe less depending on, I don't know what the average is, and I don't care. I've never really tracked that stuff. All I really do to combat body fat is cardio, which usually is just involving me walking to the gym, which I haven't been doing as much lately just because I haven't really been going to the gym as much. But I know there's a couple other workout related questions later that we'll end up getting to. So his third question is, will we see workout vlogs maybe? Yes, I'm really hoping to. So the plan right now is that I still have to walk to my gym. And back when I was living with my parents, you know, the gym was maybe like 30 minutes walk from me. Now it's about 45 minutes to an hour walk from me. And I actually just walked there the other night, and unfortunately the gym moved. So now I won't be able to even work out until mid-February, or if I want to walk, right? And so Mariko's using the car all day. So the only times that I get to go to the gym is if I'm on a night schedule or the goblin hour, which I currently am. And so the plan is that I'm going to just take the car in the middle of the night and go to the gym because it's a 24-hour gym. But long story short, the condo is eventually going to end up having its own gym, which fingers crossed isn't just a treadmill. And then I will definitely be making more videos because it's a lot easier for me to just, you know, bring my phone and just record myself doing stuff right then and there than it is to doing stuff while I'm driving the car and blah. It's a whole thing, right? Gavin ASMR asks, will you make more food review videos? I enjoy them. So I actually just put out a few of them. I'm assuming you mean the food tutorial videos, in which case we've actually been ordering fresh prep. So I don't know what that's called in like America or other countries and stuff, but essentially what happens is they ship us every week. We choose what we want them to send us, and they basically just send us pre-made ingredients, and then all we have to do is kind of prepare it and cook it. And we've been doing that every week since we've been moved in here. And I have at least one video gonna go up hopefully soon where I ended up recording the process of that. I've always wanted to do like cooking videos just because I like having them like go, you know, the same as my Trove tutorials where they're very strict and to the point. So yes, I will do more food videos. Gleam says, will you bring back the Reddit reviews or maybe hot sauce challenges? Yeah, I hope to. So I don't know about the Reddit reviews. Frankly speaking, Reddit reviews are one of those things where I could probably do them like maybe once or twice a month, just because Reddit itself is just such a slow slog of a platform. And most of the time it's not very funny, you know, because I have a very particular and weird sense of humor. But as for the hot sauce challenges, so the plan is once I get a little bit more free time and want to dedicate my day to suffering, I'm going to end up doing another Laugh You Lose where I'm going to ask you guys in the Discord to post videos and stuff that you think is funny. And it's going to be a Laugh You Lose challenge with the spicy chip challenge. So my groomsmen, when I ended up getting married in October, ended up bringing some super spicy stuff from America. And I'm hoping to utilize those when I'm doing a Laugh You Lose challenge. There was an original plan where me and the boys were all going to end up jumping in a call together and all doing it at the same time. But I mean, our work schedules are just so clashing and everyone's just so busy that I'm going to kind of recycle that chip into a Laugh You Lose video, hopefully sometime soon, maybe next week. I don't want to make any promises though. Magic UFO Show says, you ever work out at the goblin hours, or do you keep it only to the daytime? So again, to reiterate, it's very, very difficult for me to actually work out during the day right now, because on top of, you know, doing dishes, laundry, and all just usual household chores and stuff and vacuuming and everything, I'm also taking care of the dogs because, you know, again, back when we were with my parents, I could just leave the dogs with them and, you know, it was fine. They could go potty or go eat or whatever. But when I'm here during the day, I can't really go out to the gym because it's so far away from me. It would essentially take me like 2 to 3 hours to walk there and back, including my workout. And that's just way too much time to leave the dogs alone. So, as I mentioned previously, when I'm on goblin hours, yes, I'm going to start hunkering down and actually going to the gym more. Unfortunately, I do have to drive to the gym just because my current gym has been relocated. However, when the condo has the gym, then I'll be able to go during the day because it's going to be like, what, a minute to go there and then just do my workout and come back. That's fine. Monty LL says, how was the beginning of your channel? If you want, tell a story about him. About who? The early version of me? Honestly, I'm a lot more content and happy with where I am as a content creator now, more so than ever. But if you want to know like the story of why I started doing YouTube, so you remember like a couple weeks ago, I ended up putting out the Turok 2 Let's Play series. So that was actually the main reason why I started YouTube in the first place, was I wanted an excuse to play through one of my childhood favorite games, which was Turok 2. And I just wanted I just needed an excuse to do it. And so recording it just kind of made sense to me. I'd always watched YouTubers and I always dreamed about doing it myself and thinking to myself, well, I've got enough of a personality that I could probably end up adding my own hat to the fire. And that is the YouTube, YouTube as a platform, right? And, you know, thankfully we've been able to build like such a strong, positive community around it that I'm just like so grateful for. But long story short, that was the main reason I wanted to get into YouTube, was the retro games that I grew up with, games that I really wanted to play again in my adult years, right? Not to imply that I wasn't already an adult when I started YouTube, but I've been doing YouTube for like probably over 10 years now. And long story short, there are a lot of retro games that I'm planning to play this year, specifically because that was the main reason I got into YouTube. But again, there's other questions that kind of relate to that where I'll dive deeper into it. Devoid Linux asks, have you been enjoying / playing Genshin recently? Yes and no. Like, I love Genshin because I love Zelda Breath of the Wild, and Genshin is a Zelda clone, right? Unfortunately, they just have a really bad end game. Like, I've been logging into Genshin to finish up world quests and do events and stuff like that, but the main ongoing joke that I have with the channel is I would like to play Genshin for longer, but the game itself just won't let me. So a lot of times I'll end up streaming it, and then I run out of resin or I complete the event, and I jokingly say like, well, I want to play more, but we gotta end the stream now, guys, because there's nothing else that I'm allowed to do, because it's just such a gosh darn time-gated game, right? But on top of that, just the fact that there's no end game, there's not really any incentive for me to play right now other than just to gather resources for a new character down the line. But even then, I've already got a full team of characters, so I have no incentive to play through Genshin, unfortunately, even though I want to. E621_rule34. Will you expand to more content like gym and music videos, or just stick with games? Anything in general? And then he's got another question that we'll answer in a moment. But yeah, I do plan to do gym videos at some point, yes. And I also low-key do want to make music videos. I've kind of always wanted to. I have been playing my piano a lot more recently. I'm very rusty, so I gotta get back into the swing of things. And eventually I do want to write more music, but unfortunately it means that I have to spend a lot of excess time that I just frankly don't really have right now to not only practice the piano, come up with new chords and new notes, then songs, and then on top of that, I'm gonna have to get music programs and junk, which are not intuitive, not as much as you'd think they were. I might end up just using a MIDI program because MIDI sounds are pretty good and kind of electronic. You can get it to sound like pretty high fidelity. So I might just do that and just kind of skip out the middleman so I don't have to record myself playing the piano at all, and then just do some vocals or something. But unfortunately, I don't really have a good room for recording my vocals, so yeah. His second question was also, what do you see yourself doing if YouTube wasn't a career option? So you might not know this about me, you might know this about me as you've seen me streaming constantly. I'm kind of a blue collar, like just workaholic, you know? And I happen to just be able to do the thing that I love as a career. But if I wasn't doing YouTube, I would probably just go the complete opposite and just take a job that pays the bills. You know, like I would be in construction or some type of a specialty trade or something that's an intelligent choice or investment, because I'm not very like, I hate like accounting and stuff like that. It just, you know, it doesn't work with my brain. But if it's just grinding things like work out, like construction type of stuff, which generally is a very toxic community, unfortunately, it pays a lot. And so that's probably where I would more than likely be. That, or maybe if I could just choose any type of vanilla job, it would be something in service, just because I enjoy interacting with other people so much. So his next question is, how do you think your life is now compared to a few years ago, from 2016 to 2017, for example? That's very specific, but I think he's just giving a generalized question. I'm very content. So, well, I am and I'm not. Honestly, the only thing that I feel is lacking in my life is I am not compensated enough for the amount of work and effort that I put into the channel. Like, I'm just gonna be real here. I do not make enough money considering how much I bust my ass with YouTube and everything. But then again, I also don't really know how to manipulate the YouTube algorithm and analytics and all that crap. Again, referring to the fact that I just know how to grind, and that's it, right? And so I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that eventually, you know, when maybe Hightail comes out and stuff like that, something that I can really sink my teeth into and play for a long period of time, then we could slowly start to build up a community around that game, not just Trove. Because it's not even that Trove is the only game people are, you know, people know me for. It's most of all just because that's the only game that I can continue playing without getting bored, you know? Like, I've made the comparison a lot of times before where if I played Warframe continuously over multiple years, I could be a Warframe content creator and I would probably be a much bigger channel just because that community is so much larger. But frankly speaking, I couldn't force myself to play Warframe more than I did just because it just kind of got old for me, right? And anyways, the point that I'm getting at is my comparison to my previous year version Well, back in the day, I used to try and chase those numbers just because that's kind of what YouTube is set up around, right? Like they want you to chase the views and chase the numbers because it equals a bigger paycheck. And there was a time where I was starting to slowly leak into, you know, the generic YouTuber using clickbait and all this stuff, like much harsher clickbait than, you know, just the standard normal amount. And it was working. But it was not really what I wanted to do for YouTube in the first place. Like YouTube was never really meant to be a livelihood. It just is a wonderful side effect. Like I would probably still be doing YouTube even if I had a 9-to-5 job, but thank God I don't. So I can do, you know, what I actually enjoy, which is play video games and stuff. So I just want to say thank you to you guys that are watching all my videos, because it really means a lot that I can do this full time. So his next question is, what did you or what made you choose the time you did to move? I moved 2.5 years ago because the housing market was a buyer's market, but I heard it is not the case anymore. Oh, it's very expensive. Like it is the most expensive to buy places here where we live right now. Like it is, the housing market is absolutely stupid. But the short answer is we just happen to be able to afford it. And this is also like our ideal dream condo location. I didn't really get into it too much detail in like other videos. I most of all talked about it in streams, but needless to say, there are some very, very specific circumstances where we kind of got super lucky and struck gold with being able to get this place. It was very expensive and we're kind of house broke, but we got the place that we wanted and we are going to start a family here eventually. So it's all going to work out. And his last question is asking if you could have any pet, what would it be? Mine would be a whip spider. Spider-Man? We already got the pets that I've always dreamed of, which is pugs. The 2 pugs. Love them to death. Mr. Mycotic says, what did you have for breakfast? Also, how is your day going? I had a Cliff Bar for breakfast because I had to get to work right away and I didn't have time to cook anything. And how's my day going? Yeah, it's going, man. No, it's good. It's just I want to get like all of my recording and stuff done and get some editing done, and then I want to live stream. Redstone Power says, how is the gym going and have you changed your routine? So to answer again, I haven't been going to the gym as often as I would like. When we get the condo gym, I'll hopefully be able to go every day again. As for my routine, yes, it has slightly changed. I'm hoping to slowly add videos on the channel that let you guys know of my routines. I actually just recently made a YouTube short, which was very difficult to do because I had to condense my entire chest workout into 60 seconds, but I'll hopefully have that go up on the channel sometime soon. Hydrolox says, will you play Boneworks again? No plans. I like, the thing is, I love VR games, but lots of VR games that are linear, you kind of just are, you beat them and you're done. You know, it's a one and done, right? But the VR games that I enjoy kind of playing over and over again are like Blade and Sorcery and stuff like that, where those videos are never particularly popular on the channel. So I kind of just play those in my off time myself, like Pavlov, I play like a crazy person. Sometimes VR chat as well, which VR chat I would love to make more content on, but it's not one of those games that I can live stream just because it has no filter and everyone's kind of a freak, which is the best part of VR chat. But to answer your question, no, I don't plan on playing Boneworks again. Coco Pops says, what are your 2023 goals for your YouTube career and personal goals? So for YouTube, as mentioned, I want to do more retro series on the channel. I actually have the next retro series already ready, which is going to be Ocarina of Time co-op series. I have that all recorded. It's 10 hours worth of footage that I got to siphon through it, edit down to something more reasonable for you guys. And then at some point, I am really craving some Super NES games like Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars, and maybe A Link to the Past. I'm craving Mario RPG. But that's kind of the main goal with the channel, is to allow myself to have these retro games that, you know, might not be as popular on the channel as playing like more modern games. I'm still going to play modern games. You know, as I said, I have a laundry list of games that I plan to play. As for my personal goals, most of all, it's just getting back into the gym. That's going to be the main thing, because I was going to the gym like every single day for like over 150 days straight, and I loved it. It left me exhausted, but I loved it. And then come October, when I ended up getting married, that's where the gym kind of took a back seat. And then I started getting back into the gym, and now we've moved into the new place, and my routine is just all over the place. Redstone Power says, what is your most nostalgic game? Which is a very, very difficult question to answer, because I kind of like play games based on my mood. Like right now, I would say Super Mario RPG is probably the big game that I really want to play through right now. But that opinion might change after I've played it, or, you know, in a month or something. Honestly, my most nostalgic game is probably just going to be Elder Scrolls Morrowind. I think that that's the first game that I super deep dived and put like thousands of hours into with both my brother and my cousin. I've actually got another video I'll put in the top right to recommend to you guys that are interested, where it talks about like my favorite games of all times that kind of like influenced my life. Ron Veto asked, not to get personal, don't answer if this is too personal, I guess. Is online business such as YouTube, sponsors, Twitch, etc. what you do to sustain yourself exclusively, or do you have other jobs to make money? I barely get sponsorships. I wish that I did, but usually they just don't end up like, I don't know. They contact me, say, oh yeah, we'll pay you. And then as soon as it gets to the money portion where it's like, all right, and then they just stop talking to me. I also don't stream on Twitch anymore. I stream exclusively on YouTube, which is getting there. It's getting better. I don't know. I don't like Twitch as a platform. Like, I disagree strongly with how they manage things over there. But to answer your question, yes, I make a full-time living from YouTube. It's not very lucrative, but it pays the bills, and, you know, I'm fine with that. Astray Rain Cloud says, you do you and I'll watch, lol. Thank you. Official Dio, how come you don't wear the wigs anymore? I got them. I just don't wear them anymore. Like, if I can be perfectly honest with you, the reason I don't wear the wigs anymore is because it was kind of... It was during that time where I was transitioning into being a lot more personal with my content. So, you know, when I started allowing myself to swear and stuff, which, by the way, the reason I haven't been swearing as much in the videos again lately is because YouTube has changed their stupid monetization algorithm. And now they kind of have it at the point where it, like, if you swear too much, you just get demonetized now. So that's why I've been trying to kind of avoid it. But long story short, the main reason why I stopped using the wigs is because I needed to be able to wear the hats so that I could have them as marketability. Although this actually looks pretty dang good. Unfortunately, if I try to put my headphones on while I have all this going on though, actually that still looks dope. God damn, I wish I could have hair. Maybe I'll bring the wigs back, but don't tell anyone that you were responsible for that. Johnny X 2001 says, kind of curious, what's your age? Like, honestly, this is not a joke. I know I'm in my 30s. I don't keep track of it anymore. Like, I think that's just kind of standard for anyone when they get in their 30s. It's just like, who cares, man? Like, age is just a number that I do not choose to subscribe to. Which might just be it might just be like a midlife crisis thing. I don't know. Gavin McKinnon says, are you gonna play the new Warframe update? If it's accessible, if I can get to it easy enough, yeah, I definitely will. You mean like the new open world area? I don't know when that comes out or anything, but I'm interested. The official Shielder says, will you ever do an Grounded series? I feel excuse me. I feel so bad because Shielder keeps wanting the Grounded series to continue. I'm sorry, man. It's not going to happen. So the long story short, we ended up having a Grounded series, which I would argue is the best Grounded series on the internet. Like, I put so much time and effort into editing those videos. It was crazy. And those thumbnails, I think, are A+. It's been a while since I had a series I'm that proud of. But anyways, the Grounded 1.0 update ended up coming out like last year, and we played it, but it really didn't add much. You know, like, it added a new area and a lot of reskinned enemies. Like, it felt very, very lazy, where even some of the new bosses was just a reskin of like the main Broodmother boss, Spider. And it was like just lazy devs being lazy devs, you know? And then on top of all of that, the ending was just crap because it was like, oh, do wave defense, but secretly you have to go through the entire map gathering every single bonus perk that you can towards the wave defense, otherwise it's impossible to do. And it was like, all right, uninstall. Halloween King Pumpkin Lord, are you planning on having kids soon? Let's say yes and no. I don't know. Marika wants like us to have kids by next year, so that's probably what we're gonna do. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I might not sound super enthused about it. Like, on one hand, I can't wait for the idea of being a dad, but managing a crying baby that's pooping all over the place for multiple years while Mariko's out of the house and I'm stuck here alone in the home taking care of the poor child most of the time. I mean, it's very intimidating. I'll say that. It's not like it's a negative thing. It's just intimidating, which I guess is how any parent feels. Omin asks, Elden Ring? Yes, Elden Ring. I'm probably going to keep playing Elden Ring for a while. I actually just recently got the 100% achievement for the game. And then on top of that, I went off camera and I got like 99% of all of the items in the game. I think I'm missing like 2 or 3 items just from quests. And then otherwise I have everything. Also, I think this is the main reason I stopped wearing the wigs, because it's getting itchy and I feel like my head can't breathe. Morbingus Dingus. I like that name. When are you gonna make Fortnite dance tutorials? The best YouTube content. I have written it down. I will do that. I could do that as YouTube shorts. I think that would be hilarious. He also says, also, why do they call it oven when you in the cold food of out hot eat the food? Yes, hot eat food many yum yum good time tum tum. MVD, child, you want? Win. I mean, like, it's weird, right? Because it's like, I want kids, but I don't at the same time. Like, I'm very scared and I feel like I would just mess it up. But again, I think that's a very normal emotion. And honestly, I think I'll be a great dad. Jonk We Goes says, hi, bye. Hackerman asks, why you still no grow hair? Because I can't. No, so I've never talked about this just because I kind of keep it as an ongoing meme that I ate all my hair, which is true. I did. In a fit of rage, I pulled it all out. Well, it started falling out because I'm just so butch. I suffer from male pattern baldness. Every single male in my generation from my family, all my cousins, my brother, everything, we all suffer from it. And then all of our dads and uncles, they all have full, beautiful heads of hair. So at the very least, my kids will end up having insanely amounts of hair. But they'll always have the bald dad, which is fine because the best part of being bald is that I no longer have my stupid curly wings because I have naturally curly wavy hair. And also, if I ever get into a fight, I can bong and just instantly ragdoll whoever's in front of me. Samir asks, are you going to play GTA again? No, I don't plan to. I'm kind of waiting on GTA 6. He also asks, why did you shave your head? Well, originally, back in the day, I could grow out my hair. It just takes an absurd amount of time. And my hairline was getting really, really thin around the time. But I ended up shaving my head around 100K subscribers because everyone was asking like what my real hair was like. And so I was doing a hair reveal. But the joke was that I shaved my head bald. And since then, my hair can still grow in, but it's just very patchy and generally kind of annoying. Like, I really do enjoy and prefer bald life. I know that I kind of look like a generic character, like default character in a video game. But for the most part, bald living is just, it's amazing, dude. Like, I don't have to manage my hair or waste any time dyeing it like I used to all the freaking time. And yeah, the only tedious thing is that in a week, it starts growing in and getting all patchy, and if I don't shave it, I kind of look like a scumbag. Anyways, that's gonna do it. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for your questions. We'll do this again next year. I hope you have been enjoying my content, whether you're new, old, whatever. And I hope you enjoy the content in the years to come. I'm actually very, very excited for this year just because we've got such a long list of amazing games to come out. But on top of all of that, I'm very, very happy that now I actually have my own studio room to record. I'm very picky about my audio. Like, I still hate the fact that I have to use all of these external programs to try and get rid of the echo in the room. It's just really annoying. So I'm kind of trying to rectify that a little bit, especially because one of the big things that I like doing in my videos is screaming. And I had it set up for years and years and years where when I would scream, it wouldn't be too loud. But now that I'm using all of this software, it makes it like really, really loud when I scream. So I'm trying to find a balance there. But Anyways, you guys don't care about any of that stuff. Otherwise, I'm just doing lots and lots and lots and lots more streams. And I just appreciate wholeheartedly you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to continually watch my videos and also support me as a content creator and as a human being. If you do want to go out of your way to support the channel further, obviously, you know, we got the merch, so on and so forth. But you could also become a member of the channel, or if you just have YouTube Premium and you watch my videos, it, you know, skips the ads, or you could just turn ad blocker off. That would help as well. Anyways, thanks for coming out. Smash like. Bye, guys.